Fashion Designer's Guide to Creating Fashion Websites That Sell is the culmination of years and years of consulting emerging market and small to medium sized fashion brands. These companies have common questions like how do I launch properly? What should I do? And in this book, Nicole Giordano and I take our time to explain all the best practices on how to launch your website today. When it comes to starting your website, it's super important to figure out what your budget is. Some people will not have the budget to outsource and get someone to design and build their website from scratch. That doesn't mean that you can't have a really awesome website. So if you are going to go the template route, know that there are ways of making it look amazing. But if you do have the extra cash to spend on getting someone to do something custom, you are going to see huge benefits in that. Your homepage is your eyes and ears of your brand. It is there to capture and captivate all of the amazing new customers that you could potentially have. The biggest trend right now is creating dynamic homepages that are living, breathing, that change every 2 or 3 weeks, that give you a real updated look and feel of what's going on in that brand's world. And nowadays, you're seeing brands add things like their press to their homepages. They're adding their Instagram feeds. They're adding the events that they're at. It's no longer just a static image, and it's no longer just Flash either. Research your competitors. Taking a look and seeing what's out there is the number one best way of figuring out who you are and, more importantly, who you're not. It's super important to see if you're starting your own brand, where could I potentially be sold? And how do you come to those answers? Well, you take a look at your competitors. That's how you can see, I like this logo, I don't like this logo. I love these colors and layouts, or I don't. I always suggest that everyone start with an Excel spreadsheet and a lot of research. About pages are kind of tricky. Customers always want to be able to find out more about you, but you don't necessarily need to scream it or put it so front and center. I'd really think about what it is that your brand stands for. Are you the designer of your brand? Do you have a retail shop? The About section needs to be appropriately placed. My two favorite areas are obviously for small businesses, where it's really about that one-on-one connection, to put your About page up at the top navy. If you are a larger brand or you're looking to do something that's a bit more, multi-categorical style, then put your About page down below in the bottom footer. Product pages are my favorite because that really gives you an opportunity to sell like no other your brand. Nowadays, product pages have the opportunity to carry so much information. If you aren't taking advantage of the tabs that you can use on your copy, you're not taking advantage of related products or suggested products, then you're really doing yourself a disservice. As technology scales and becomes more accessible, you're going to see smaller brands being able to do 360 images really quickly. You're going to be able to see more and more video go up on product pages. And hopefully, maybe one day, you're going to start to see opportunities to virtually try things on from these product pages. I like to equate blog with really the concept of brand communication, because that's really what a blog is. So when it comes to thinking about social media and blogging for your brand, it's really important to think about what is the messaging that I'm putting forward. If you don't have a lot of bandwidth and you can only focus on a couple different platforms to communicate your brand, then maybe as opposed to having a blog section, you're really pulling in your Instagram or your Facebook feeds so that people get an idea of what your brand is about. If you have the time and your point of view and your editorial perspective is really exciting, and people come to you because maybe you're a stylist or someone with a unique perspective, then yes, writing a blog is going to be crucial for you. And by the way, having a blog is also another fabulous way of having search engine optimization. I tell them this book will make you $1 million, but I could be lying. So instead, what I'd say is if you're frustrated with building your site, if you want to look like your site is legitimate, even if you have a website and you're trying to figure out what are the things that you can do to change it to really make an impact, this book is simple, easy to read, and will give you all of those answers.